This is Omar Nashashibi from Washington, D.C. with a quick update on the COVID-19 virus that is sweeping through the United States and around the world and how the U.S. government is beginning its response. On Wednesday, March 11th, the White House issued a presidential proclamation restricting travel from 26 European nations. This is not a restriction on the entire European Union or all of Europe. It focuses specifically on a trade region known as Schengen area, covering 26 European countries. Not covered among those 26 include Ireland, the United Kingdom, which also includes Northern Ireland and Scotland. This also does not apply to U.S. citizens, permanent residents, spouses, or immediate family. It does also, though, allow for crew members and others, both by sea and by air, to come to the United States that are not going to be subject to the new ban on people coming in from Europe. It does take effect at 11:59 p.m. on March 13th, and it is in place until lifted by the President at the direction of the Health and Human Services and the rest of the government apparatus. As of right now, the President has indicated that the ban could last for as much as 30 days. It could be shorter, it could be longer, he indicated in a press conference on Thursday, March 12th. Also in that press conference, the President indicated not at this time are there any plans to restrict travel within the United States to hotbed areas in domestic spaces. However, he did not rule that possibility out potentially in the future. Right now, the President has also indicated that he does want to see the Europeans take additional steps to restrict the travel coming into Europe, and believes a lot of the reason that the virus has spread so broadly is because they did not take immediate action against China, such as he did several weeks ago. For the European side, however, they were taken totally off guard, our sources here in Washington indicate, and as such have shown quite a bit of frustration. The President did not give them any warning that this was coming. In addition, the Europeans have indicated that even simply allowing Great Britain, the United Kingdom, to continue to have free travel to the United States would also simply potentially allow someone traveling from Europe into the UK and onto the United States virtually undetected. So as of right now, we'll see how much back and forth the Europeans have with the United States. Some also believe this was an effort by the President to shift some of the blame for inaction by the government early on here in the U.S. over to the Europeans, and also might even be a backplay on some trade issues. As you all recall, the U.S. and the European Union are in the beginning stages of trade negotiations, and this could be yet another pressure point the President applies to get them to move a little bit more quickly. Right now, the travel ban does not apply to any goods. However, there has been an indication, a recent study that came out the week of March 12th, conducted by the National Institute of Health in partnership with Princeton University and University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, that indicated the coronavirus can, in fact, travel and survive on goods and other products. In fact, stainless steel and plastic, it turned out, that can live for 3 full days. So that could potentially impact some good travel and restrictions of trade goods as we get to more information from the NIH and from the other global leaders, including the World Health Organization, folks at NIH, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So as of right now, the travel ban coming from Europe does not apply to goods. It does apply to all other people that have been in those 26 countries in the previous 14 days, but again, does have exemptions for U.S. citizens, spouses, children, and close immediate family, among some other entities and other people as well that are prescribed in the proclamation there as well. Meanwhile, in China, there are increasing questions now about whether or not they have the ability to fulfill their Phase 1 trade agreement with the President with regard to the $77 billion worth of U.S. goods and services they're slated and have promised to purchase in the calendar year of 2020. This is part of the overall Phase 1 agreement where the Chinese committed over the next 2 years to purchase $200 billion worth of additional goods over the 2017 levels. However, even as China's factories and their businesses start to return to work and some sense of normalcy, our understanding from China is that current transportation disruptions remain quite significant, with items sitting on the ports not able to transfer throughout the mainland and to their final destinations. This will certainly cause some additional disruptions for not only U.S. producers and retailers, but also for those in the service industry, as well as they try to travel back over into areas that China has placed additional restrictions on Americans, including one that apparently did come to China mainland with the coronavirus. In the United States, we are starting to see significant disruptions to workplaces as well as to employment. The U.S. Port of Los Angeles has laid off 145 drivers, in large part because our sources indicate that many of the crates and the cartons coming in from containers coming in from China overseas are at about 30% empty, and they are remaining empty as they sit here on the docks in the United States, having no goods to ship back over to China, in large part because of no way to deliver them once they reach the mainland over there. Here in the U.S., Speaker Pelosi and the Secretary of Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, are in ongoing talks throughout this week, and as of March 12th, had hoped for the U.S. House of Representatives to conduct a vote. There's been some disagreements. The president thus far has indicated he is not supportive of the U.S. House of Representative Democrats' plans, with a lot of the GOP criticizing some of the numbers that have been out there. The Democrats are looking at potentially having 3 months of paid leave, changes to Medicaid to cover treatment costs, and also for hospitals to assist them with their increasing costs and the struggles that they're clearly going to continue to go with, especially as the onset of the allergy season now combines with the COVID-19 coronavirus. Food assistance programs, unemployment insurance, temporary sick leave, and free testing are also among the priorities that the Democrats will have in their legislation. For their part, the House Republicans, along with the president, have raised objections over no end date for paid sick leave and no exemptions and no exclusions in therein. Also, House Republicans are looking at employee retention tax credits as a way to support businesses and also using disaster aid for public health emergency. Regardless, Washington is trying to take steps to help the public, to help businesses. However, we'll see how quickly that comes. Sources on Capitol Hill have indicated they are not looking at a full-scale bailout, similar to what we saw of the financial and the automotive industries during the 2008 and 2009 crisis. However, they are watching very closely how, obviously, the cruise industry, hotel, hospitality, and the airlines are going to be treated and what they're going to be dealing with over the next couple of weeks as this continues to spread through the United States. CLA does have some resources available and is ready to stand to help businesses and clients understand the future risks and how to help them both as employers internally with their employees and also how to minimize future trade disruptions. Encourage you to contact your local CLA representative, as we believe this disruption is going to continue for the foreseeable future into most likely April at this point.